The results are in for the Ohio primaries. J.D. Vance has secured the Republican nomination for Senate.
Vance's victory comes after a key 11th hour endorsement by former President Donald Trump. Vance won the nomination by 8 percentage points over his closest rival, Josh Mandel. Mandel's pro-Trump campaign took a hit after the former president threw his support behind the outspoken author. Vance was a vocal critic of Mr. Trump back in 2016, calling him, quote, reprehensible and an idiot. But he has since changed his tune and courted Trump. His popularity more than doubled after Trump's endorsement. Many say Vance's win demonstrates the influence the former president still has on Republican voters. CBS News' Washington reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now for more. Caitlin, welcome. You know, it seems that Mr. Trump is the real winner here. What's the reaction from Republicans there on Capitol Hill?
Hey there, Mola. Well, you're exactly right. This is considered a big boon to Donald Trump because heading into this race, we were wondering whether or not this would show his power over the Republican Party. And in Ohio, that endorsement really paid off for Vance. You mentioned his uptick in the polls since the endorsement. He got a flood of cash. And this really showed, at least in Ohio, in a Republican primary, that Trump really matters here. Now, Ohio is a state that Trump won overwhelmingly in 2020. He won it also in 2016. It was typically a battleground state that has been turning redder by the year. Other people watching this race, Mola, are other candidates endorsed by Trump who are also facing big primaries and other candidates who are seeking Trump's endorsement, places like Arizona, where there's also a primary. Up next is Pennsylvania. There's a crowded field. Trump has endorsed Dr. Oz, so you can bet that Dr. Oz was looking at this race and hoping what happened in Ohio happens for him in Pennsylvania. We'll see if those dynamics are similar, but the takeaway here is that at least in this Republican primary that we saw last night, Trump's endorsement was key in securing a victory for Vance.
And how far will that influence go, Caitlin? How does J.D. Vance stack up against his Democratic opponent, Congressman Tim Ryan?
Well, Tim Ryan is already engaged in the general election. He released an ad. He did an interview on our air earlier today, literally from the car, which shows that he is already on the trail. It's a very uphill climb for Democrats in this state. Ohio used to be a battleground. It's a state that often picks presidents, has a history of picking the president, but it has turned more conservative over the years, and Trump's influence there has been apparent. So Democrats, as we've talked about before, are facing lots and lots of headwinds. Ohio is a Senate seat that is currently held by a Republican, Rob Portman. Republicans hope to hold on to it with J.D. Vance if they have any chance of securing the majority in the Senate. But this will be a very interesting race to watch as we look at economic issues, inflation, and the influence of the former president. So keep an eye on this race and other primaries coming up this month. We'll get some more tests in Pennsylvania and also a state like Georgia.
It's been really interesting following the evolution of J.D. Vance from, a Yale Law School grad to hillbilly elegy author and Trump critic to now, being supported by the former president and winning his race there in Ohio. Well, Caitlin Huey-Burns at the Capitol, thank you so much.